because it says that you should not use your office in a particular way. So if that wasn't done, what is the problem?
Prime Minister, good day. Kimberly Fletcher, Guardian Media. Today you would have met with the families of the divers that lost their life in the Paria tragedy, as well as the lone survivor, Mr. Boodram. We would have spoke to the family members when they left the White House today, and some of the words that they would have used to describe the meeting with you was, they seemed to be a bit disappointed because things were left undecisive. The diver himself was saying that, there's nothing new that was said from you that he's heard before, and one of their main concerns was that they were hoping that, or questioning you rather, why the Paria board is still intact, while they still have their jobs when he doesn't have his, and stuff like that, and they felt that that was something they were hoping that could have been addressed from you, but wasn't addressed. Any thoughts on that?
You see, the disappointment can only be based on an expectation, and then that begs the question, what exactly did they expect? I try to make it very clear that we're dealing with an event, and there are processes that have to be followed. Paria is a state company, but the board doesn't own it. The board acts on behalf of the population, taxpayer. Asking for an intervention by the Prime Minister to circumvent the insurance and legitimate liability processes is not going to happen. I said so from this podium. So if they came expecting me to use the office of the Prime Minister to decree that A, B, C, D should happen, that is not going to happen, because that is not how it's supposed to happen. I was at pains to explain to them the expressions of empathy and sympathy. As I must tell you, it was quite a difficult meeting to have with people who, went through and are going through what they're going through. But what we're dealing with is not new. There was an accident in a situation. Paria carries, in fact, I've issued a statement on how a synopsis of what I said to them, and you will see what it is. The circumvention of that could have been at the top. And I told them that. When the incident happened, terrible as it is, the government's first response was, let's get some technical people in there, see what happened, and take control of it in that way. There was a big howl against that, and there was a demand for a commission of inquiry. Once you trigger that process of a commission of inquiry, all interested parties now have the potential for liabilities. And even as I speak to you now, those liabilities have not been settled. Paria is a participant, but Paria has insurance to cover any such incidents. And therefore, what they are, if what they're asking me to do is to deviate from that, disregard the processes of Paria's insurance and Paria's determined liabilities or accepted liabilities, I can't do that. So I'm afraid, I'm sorry to hear that they thought it was a disappointment, but I did benefit from the conversation, I must say, because certain things were raised with us which require some kind